I'm starting a leg sleeve today that my client wants to do in 4-hour sessions. So I'm not gonna finish each piece in 4 hours. It means that I have to focus on doing my solid blacks and all of my darker shadows to give the tattoo structure. So that means that next time I can come in and I can work on my lighter tones and my blends to finish off the tattoo. And I'm gonna work each section of the tattoo in that way so that we can be efficient as possible in our 4-hour session. Let's go. I'll be using my Dragonhawk today. Because I'm working on mostly blacks and I'm packing, I'm going to use my 4.2 stroke so that I've got a bit of a harder hit. And I'm using my Quadra needles. I've got my 9 round liner because it's a bit of a bolder line because it's a bigger tattoo. And I've got my 9, and I'm probably going to use my 15 mag more than anything today. Again, it's a big leg sleeve, big open spaces in the shadows, so I'm going to use a big Magnum to fill those spaces quickly. For this piece, I wanted to make my stencil by hand so that I can translate all of the information in the picture in a way that really makes sense to me. I'll take the opacity down on the picture so that I can see my pen a little bit clearer. And instead of using black, I'll use a red so that it stands out a little bit more. Once my stencil is made, I can go over to my stencil layer and just turn that black so that it is ready to run through my stencil machine. When it comes to the setup of our tattoo station, I always like to make sure that my station is right there next to me so I don't have to turn around and waste time turning around to reach for my ink. My reference is right there for me to look at. Again, I don't have to turn my head too much to be able to look at my reference. So everything is nice and efficient so that I can create a nice workflow for my tattoo. You can see how much stencil stuff I'm using for a piece like this. It's a good amount to let it absorb into the skin, and you can see that it's going to give me a nice good stencil. So I'm going to focus on working with my outlining needle to keep the main first layer nice and crisp and tight, and it's also going to allow me to work on the main structure and the dark shadows. And then you can see that I'm going to come in with my 15 mag and block in the larger areas of black and my main shadows. Like I said, it's only a 4-hour session, so I'm just going to block in those main shapes and shadows and a few little details you can see that I've put in with my liner at the top. But apart from that, I'm going to focus on some of the finer details in the next session, on the next layer of the tattoo once it's fully healed. And I'm going to do this kind of method for each area of the tattoo. I break down this method in depth with my online tattoo course. You're going to learn about machines, needles and inks. You're going to learn about drawing and design. And then you're going to see me tattoo real skin and fake skin so that you can see me use those techniques in real tattoos. Visit thebuzzacademy.com